the AFC West are going to make the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
So 3 aren't going to make it from the AFC North. So I'm going now in my mind between Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Look, I like the additions that Jonnu Smith, they're going to run a lot of 2 tight end sets and all that with fire moves. I like that. I've been listening to your boy Peter Schrager talk about Calvin Austin's going to have a breakout year alongside DK Metcalf as a receiver. The defense we know is strong. What I really like, in addition to just some of the personnel, I like their approach so far. This like they believe.
They're all in.
And they're making me believe a little bit.
That part's true.
Right? They are like serious. This is no playing games. They really believe Aaron Rodgers will get them over the hump. And they're doing, you could tell by the way they're doing their personnel. So that, and Tomlin usually obviously wins 10 games anyway. Mm-hmm. And with this approach and Rodgers and some of the additions, I think they're going to be tough.
Can I push back on you with one thing that I've also heard? I don't know if Greg said it, so it's not the most kind thing in the world, so I'm not going to say Greg said it, but I've heard it, that DK is not the most disciplined route runner. And that might be.
That's not exactly me. You can. First of all, Greg did say it. And
Greg did say it, right?
It's not that. I thought it was like, man,
no, but it's just like I just don't want to be like.
No,
you know, if he has a relationship
no.
with it.
Greg
I think
did
Greg
say,
said
yeah,
it.
Greg said it. That's DK is not a technician.
Right.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers wants things precise. So the idea that this is a match made in heaven, it might not work.
No, look, I think it might not be a match made in heaven, but with the run game, I think it's going to be solid. The 2 tight ends. And I think he and DK will be good. Like, I think there'll be a connection. I don't think it'll be him and Devontae in their primes, but I think they'll be good enough. And then, again, maybe Austin or some other receiver will step up.
Yeah,
okay? I'm not looking for Rodgers to throw for like 4,500 yards.
No, I get that. You just think he's an upgrade over what they had last year. Defense should be good, and you like the moves they've made this offseason. Yeah. I understand the logic.
I heard that narrative with the Jets, too.
That's the problem. So that's what I was going to say. A lot of it, and Rodgers is a year older. And Rodgers is in a new place. It is just, so much of this is just Scorpion and the Frog. He is going to sting you. And then you're going to be like, how could you? And it's like, well, how could you not expect me to?
That's exactly right.
And so I understand, adding DK, flipping out essentially DK Metcalf for George Pickens is an upgrade. Undeniably, that's an upgrade. They're similar receivers. One's better and way less of a pain in the neck. So I agree with that. Signing your best player and not having that be a distraction pre-free agency or pre-training camp is a positive, even if we think in 3 years maybe that contract's underwater. And I'm not even saying we think that, but like for this year, that's a positive. I get all of that. I just think that they are going to be at a quarterback disadvantage in 2/3 of their games, if not more. Like, not the Browns games. There's 2, and I don't know if I forgot to ask Dust for the Steelers schedule. I don't if we have it pop it up. If not, don't worry about it. But I mean, you look at it. They should have the better quarterback against the Jets.
But just for the record, the Jets don't think so.
I know. I agree. I'm just saying they should.
You know what? We'll take your guy.
The first 3 games, even as much as I like Drake May, I'm just saying with the experience, first 3 games.
Right. So what I was going to say is,
we'll know right away.
After the bye, do they have the better quarterback in any game they play other than the Colts and Browns? And my answer is no. And I think it's pretty undeniably no. Maybe Tua if it's cold. You know, like
That's true, but again, the Steelers for the last several years have been in that position.
No, I get that, but for the last several years, they haven't been contenders.
No,
and you're not saying they're going to be contenders. Playoffs. Go ahead. Bruce.
We'll know right away. Like if they should be if I'm right and they're going to be like a real contender for the playoffs, they should be 3-1 going into the bye. If they're not 3-1, I mean, I guess you could. 2-2 could, you know,
they
could
should
live
be happy
with
2-2.
Happy with 2?
No, not with that opening.
They're supposed to they're supposed to win at least 3 of those opening games.
They
should. 3 of the first 4.
If they're going to win, if they're going to get
and then they got the Browns.
Oh, they're not getting to 11.
They should be 4. They should be 4-1.
If Bruce's right, you understand what I'm saying? Like their path to 11 victories is a 4-1 start, given that that's their opening 5.
I'll buy that.
Yeah.
Also, just as far as buys go, if I'm an old quarterback, I don't like a week 5 buy. I'm just getting warmed up, and then I've got the Browns.
And I do find it interesting that they are home dogs in right now, because there's look ahead lines. They're dogs to your Patriots, but that's on the road. They are home dogs to the Vikings and J.J. McCarthy. Or that's a neutral game. So it's a neutral site game. But that's noteworthy to me.
Where's that?
In Ireland.
Oh.
So they're, Vikings with J.J. McCarthy coming off 14 wins. The Steelers with Aaron Rodgers coming off 10 wins. They're slight dogs there. So that's something.
Interesting. Speaking of NFL, are we doing this or no? We have time, Dust? Yes. Wonderful.
Yeah, this is
NFL 100 countdown coming in at number 73 with a drop of 70 spots. It's a decent drop.
He went from 3 to 73?
3 to 73.
Which because last year he was ranked ahead of Patrick, I think. Patrick was 4.
So this is, I think, so far this has been the furthest drop of anyone. This is how he's done overall. And now some years he's not ranked, so I guess if you have a further rank. But he went from the first running back and third overall player in 2024 to now we don't know where he is in the running backs. We haven't seen anybody, but the 73rd overall player. So we're looking for a few bounce backs here for the team, for CMC, and for Purdy. Who's more important, CMC or Purdy for the bounce back?
I'm gonna say Purdy because he's the quarterback. Because if CMC is great but Purdy isn't, I think you're only gonna be so good. If Purdy plays like he did his first 2 seasons, and you've got, even though they don't have a top 27 receiver according to, executives in the league, they got a good receiving core, right? And Ayuk will be eating, and maybe Pearsall or Jennings and they're going to have a good running game even without McCaffrey. I think what he could help the most is the catching the ball out of the backfield. But if Purdy's playing really well, I just think he's more important. Because if McCaffrey's playing great and Purdy struggles, then you're only going so far. But I think the question, I bet you this is what you're thinking. Can Purdy be really good if McCaffrey isn't?
You are correct.
You nailed it.
You
got it. Perfect take.
It's more important that Christian McCaffrey bounces back because that means Purdy will be better.
Yes.
And Purdy, they traded for Christian 2.5 years ago. They traded for him right before Purdy took over as the starter. So when Purdy was a rookie, he had Christian there the whole time. That next year, they were both MVP candidates when Christian had that historic season, scoring touchdown every game, basically all of that. And then last year, Christian was out, and Purdy regressed for the first time. Now, a little chicken and the egg, I understand that piece of it, as far as what the biggest reasoning was. But this is for this offense, for Kyle Shanahan's offense, for Purdy, it's the rare instance where the superstar running back, I think, is more predictive than the quarterback, because I don't think Purdy playing great makes Christian McCaffrey better. I think Christian McCaffrey is very simple. If he's healthy, he's awesome. You know what I mean? And so Christian McCaffrey being healthy and awesome then makes everything so much easier for Brock, because defenses will focus on him first and Purdy second. So my answer is CMC for what you said, because if he's great, I think it raises Purdy's level.
So what type of season you expecting from CMC?
11 games.
Oh, that's
11, really?
Yeah, I don't. Again, it's always weird to talk about injury stuff, but I think that's the legitimate concern.
Yeah. Very interesting. I think I brought this up with Danny, so I'll just get your take on it. Every report that we've read, Barnwell, PFF, a few different reports have been like, well, when you look at the history, it's very numbersy, and it's like, I expect him to fall. But everyone, and granted, maybe they're looking at it through rose-colored 49ers glasses, but everyone that's around the team and players on the team are like, this guy looks amazing.
In Christian.
Yes. So there's the people that see him in real life, he looks great, and the people that are writing about him, like, he's probably going to be here. I'm starting to trend more towards...
Listen, I know people might not believe it because I'm not a Niners guy, but I like all time. I think Christian McCaffrey's an all-time great talent. You know what I mean? Like, I think he hasn't had an all-time career. I root for those guys to have as many healthy years as possible to see what they can go get. So I hope that's the case. I just worry about
his career. It would agree with you.
Yes.
Like just his resume.
But that would,
even before he got to the Niners.
But it would say, I don't know. I put the super duper stars in another level. Derrick Henry, Saquon.
Well, age-wise, I'm with you. I'm just talking about like
age and durability.
That's been his problem his entire career.
Yeah.
Even in Carolina, like.
As long as that tendonitis doesn't spread to the other leg somehow. we never got it.
Overcompensate. That's how it works.
I don't know. Dame's Blazers return. How should Giannis feel about it? And why I think that means he's staying in Milwaukee. Dun, dun, dun. On FS1 Fox Sports Channel, Sirius XM.
For adults with obesity, Zepbound means change.